Good evening, everybody. From Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds begin the final leg of this three-team, 8-game homestand as they take on Joey Amalfitano's Chicago Cubs tonight. First of a 2-game series it'll be, and there'll be a couple of right-handers on the mound. For the Reds, Tom Seaver. For the Chicago Cubs, Lynn McLaughlin. And we'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups tonight. First for the Chicago Cubs, leading off at shortstop, Ivan DeJesus. Batting second in center field, Jesus Figueroa. Batting third in left field, Bill Buckner. Hitting fourth at first base, Larry Bittner. Batting number 5 in right field, Scott Thompson. Hitting sixth, the catcher, Tim Blackwell. Steve Dillard will play third base and bat seventh. Hitting eighth at second base, Mike Tyson. And batting ninth and pitching for the Cubs, right-hander Lynn McLaughlin. Again for the Chicago team, it's DeJesus at shortstop, Figueroa in center field, and Buckner in left field. Bittner at first, Thompson in right, Blackwell catching, with Dillard at third, Tyson at second, and McLaughlin pitching. For the Reds, to lead it off, Cesar Geronimo in center field. Second baseman Ronnie Oster will bat second. Hitting third at shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Batting fourth, George Foster in left field. Danny Dreesen will bat fifth and play first base. Hitting number 6, the catcher, Johnny Bench. Ray Knight will play third base and bat seventh. Hitting eighth in right field, Sam Mejias. And batting ninth, the Reds pitcher, right-hander Tom Seaver. Once more for the Reds, it's Geronimo in center, Oster at second base, and Concepcion at shortstop. Foster in left field, Dreesen at first base, Bench catching. With Knight at third, Mejias in right, and Seaver on the mound.
Funny looking at the 3 runs the Dodgers scored in that second inning. Yeah, you say you want a designated hitter? I don't think Jerry Royce would agree with it. He had a 2-run homer.
Jerry Royce, he can do no wrong in 1980, I'll tell you that. Lynn McLaughlin about to hook up with Cesar Geronimo as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Cesar swings on the first pitch and pulls it foul at first. Geronimo has really been the most proficient hitter for Cincinnati against Chicago this year. He's been up 18 times with 6 hits. Has a home run. His only one of the year struck off right-hander Dick Tidrow in a series here earlier this year. Batting .258 with that home run and 7 RBIs. McLaughlin kicks and throws. Geronimo takes an up-and-away fastball. Lynn with a winning record, 9 wins and 8 losses. This is 19th start, has a complete game and a .531 ERA. Pitches high, 2 balls and 1 strike to the Reds' leadoff batter, Geronimo. Mike Krukow was to have started this game, but Mike developed a blister on the index finger of his pitching hand in his last start. It is not healed to the extent that he could go tonight, so he was passed by in favor of McLaughlin. Geronimo takes it low and inside, ball 3. Well, that first time these two clubs met here at Cincinnati, 4-game set. The Cubs went the first 2, and then the Reds won that doubleheader on Sunday. There's ball 4 high. That one stands out like it was yesterday because in sweeping that twin bill, Junior Kennedy, of course, had that grand slam home run off Bill Caudle to allow the Reds to win one of the games. So Geronimo on with a leadoff walk, bringing to the plate second baseman Ronnie Oster. Ron batting .285, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Geronimo, that is, will draw a throw from the pitcher. In the Cub infield, at first base, Larry Bittner. At second, Mike Tyson. Over at third, Steve Dillard. At shortstop, Ivan DeJesus. Another throw to first. The outfield from left to right, Bill Buckner, Jesus Figueroa, Scott Thompson, Tim Blackwell catching. Here's a pitch, and Oster takes it high, and at least to the first couple of batters, Lynn McLaughlin wild high. He was upstairs with most of his pitches to Geronimo, walking him on 5. Go to first again. So as Tom Seaver was paying a lot of attention to DeJesus in the first inning, McLaughlin doing the same thing after walking Geronimo. And he throws to first again. So right now, Lynn McLaughlin and Larry Bittner playing catch as Ronnie Oster waits at the plate with a count of a ball on him. Right-hander looks for the sign. Now straightens up. And a pitch. Oster grounds one right side and through. A base hit. Geronimo comes to second, takes the turn. He'll hold. And the Reds have put their first 2 men on a walk and a single. The batter, shortstop Dave Concepcion. Davey hitting .250, 5 homers, and 54 runs knocked in. Cincinnati, the only club in the Western Division that the Cubs have a winning record against. They're 4-5 against Atlanta, 0-7 with Houston, 5-7 with the Dodgers, 4-8 with San Diego, and 5-7 with San Francisco. Pitches high for a ball. So Lynn McLaughlin already in trouble in the home half of the first inning, walking Geronimo, and Oster then grounding a base hit into right field. Right-hander checks and pitches and gets a strike over on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Houston beginning a long road trip tonight. They open up a series in St. Louis. Vern Rule will be pitching against left-hander Bobby Sykes in that series opener. Here's a 1-1. And that's strike 2 call. McLaughlin, after going away, comes in on Concepcion. Another call strike. Davey behind 1-2. On deck and coming up next, left fielder George Foster. We have Geronimo at second, Oster at first, nobody out. McLaughlin taking a lot of time between pitches, now straightens up as he looked into Tim Blackwell for the sign, and he'll do it again. Davey waits, here's a pitch. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Racing for it is Figueroa. He will make the catch. Geronimo races back to tag at second, and now comes to third, and he's out. Figueroa, Tyson, Dillard, and Geronimo nailed at third base. Well, he went halfway. Davey hit the ball well. Geronimo, as he saw Figueroa was going to make the catch, raced back to second base to tag up. But 2 good throws by the Chicago defense. First Figueroa to Tyson, and then Tyson to Dillard. And they're 2 away with Oster at first base.
Well, Marty, and that apparently Cesar thought the ball was in there, and he got caught in between, and certainly the best thing he could have done is stay at second base, as we all know. But baseball will be baseball.
That hindsight will keep you 100% all the time, too, won't it?
Score a lot of runs, too.
Yes, sir. 2 away now for George Foster. He's hitting .257 with 18 home runs and 66 RBIs. So the Cubs come up with a big defensive play. Foster takes a strike. We are scoreless in the bottom half of the first inning, with Ronnie Oster at first base and 2 out. McLaughlin brings it back to the plate. Foster pops it up. Out in shallow right center field. Tyson goes back and calls for the ball. The second baseman squeezes it to end the inning. So for the Reds in the first, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on. And after 1 complete, Cincinnati nothing and Chicago nothing. Here's Dreesen. Here's McLaughlin. Ground ball, foul between the bag and the coaching box at first. Lynn McLaughlin getting out of problems in the first inning after the first 2 reached on him. When Concepcion hit one hard to Figueroa in center, he caught the ball. Geronimo tried to go back and tag and move to third, and they gunned him down. 0-1 pitch. Danny fouls it off the third base line. Strike 2. Dreesen batting at .268 as we begin play in this series. 13 homers and 62 RBIs. Pitch, fastball high. This series, of course, features 2 of the outstanding relief pitchers in baseball. Tommy Hume for the Reds and Bruce Sutter for the Cubs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Dave Parker has now homered for the 14th time this season for Pittsburgh. So the Pirates spotted Atlanta. 3 runs in the first inning, and they are now battling back. Dreesen drives one into right field. Going back, Thompson looking up, hit off the wall. Danny's got to hurry. Here comes Thompson's throw to second. Dreesen in with a double. Scott Thompson played that ball very well off the right field fence, but Danny turned it on and beat the throw and gets a pair. bench. Dreesen ensconced at second base with his 28th double of the year. Bench, who yesterday hit his 352nd career home run. A ninth inning shot off lefty Candelaria, his 20th of the year. Bench hitting .266 and has driven in 54 runs. Well, the Reds have a runner in scoring position right out of the chute here in the second inning, and the pitch to bench is taken for a strike. First of two in Waterbury, Connecticut tonight. Lynn defeats the Waterbury Reds 2-0. And Indianapolis at home with Bill Kelly on the mound, 11-10 against the Denver club. Up and in on a breaking ball, 1-1. That two-base hit for Dreesen, as I said, is 28th of the year. He's only 6 off the league lead in that department right now. Pete Rose leads the circuit with 34. Ray Knight has 31. He's in second place. The 1-1 to bench. Missing a breaking pitch, 2-1. Reds trying to score in the home second after Dreesen doubles to right. Johnny Bench out ahead of right-hander McLaughlin, 2-1 as Ray Knight waits to bat next. Here's a stretch in the pitch, and strike 2 is called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Len McLaughlin, first signed into the Boston Red Sox organization. He's been around a bit. St. Louis, San Francisco Giants, Chicago Cubs. Bench waving the bat around. Pitch. Swung on, fly ball, right field. Scott Thompson will make the catch. Danny Dreesen tags, and he will come on to third base standing up. So Bench is fly to right, deep enough to get Dreesen to third with 1 out. You know, it's a Cincinnati tradition, and once again, it's coming up on the final day of the baseball season. That's the Reds' annual Fan Appreciation Day. Hope you're planning to be on hand for all the fun. 1 out, Ray Knight. Out of the starting lineup yesterday, but back in there tonight, and Ray, talking with him down in the clubhouse before tonight's ball game, saying that left shoulder that he took the shot on from right-hander Jim Otten last Wednesday night feels a whole lot better now than it did yesterday. 270 hitter with 11 homers and a chance to get his 66th RBI right here. McLaughlin crowds him with the first pitch of ball. So Danny Dreesen at third base with 1 out. McLaughlin goes to the rising bag. Infield pulled in a bit. They'd like to cut Dreesen down at the plate. Should Knight hit the ball on the ground at somebody. Here's a 1-0. That's over for a strike. Strike call to even the count of the ball and a strike to Ray Knight. Reds are hoping to break out of their offensive doldrums. Maybe win a couple of games here against the Cubs before going on that 14-game four-city road trip. McLaughlin looks to third and throws 1-1 to the plate. Bouncing ball, base hit by the third baseman Dillard. Down the left field line, Dreesen will come to the plate. Here's a throw to second. Ray Knight is in with a head-first slide. 30-second double for Ray Knight as he hit a high bouncer that was between Dillard and the line. And Knight gambling successfully as he goes to second. The throw offline from Bill Buckner to second base. And the Reds lead the Cubs 1-0.
0-1 to count. Mario winds and delivers. Vail swings and misses. And Soto in front, 0-2 to Mike Vail. Mario ready with the 0-2. Vail takes it in the dirt, blocked by Bench. A ball, 2 strikes to count as Ed Bargo inspects the baseball, and he'll put another in play. A ball, 2 strikes to Mike Vail. Mike Tyson on deck. Soto delivers the 1-2. Vail swings and a fly ball into center field. Geronimo there and waiting, and Cesar has it, and a good job by Mario Soto. Cubs in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base, the middle of the 7th. Cincinnati 2, Chicago nothing.
Houston makes it a 1-run game at St. Louis by scoring 1 time in the top of the 6th inning and trailed the Cardinals 2-1. Talking about pitching, that Houston bullpen has not given up a run of any kind in its last 37 1/3 innings. Here's a pitch to Concepcion. A breaking pitch is low. Tidrow goes an inning and 2/3. He has a strikeout. Oh, a good job by that veteran right-hander. Davey grounds it foul, third base side, 1-1. Bill Caudle took the loss in Houston last night. He's 1-5 on the year when he relieved Doug Capilla. Line drive caught by the pitcher. Davey absolutely smoked one, and it found its way into the glove of the pitcher, Bill Caudle. 2 out. Well, that'll bring up George Foster, who was on in the 6th inning through a walk. He struck out in the 4th, and the 1st inning popped up to second base. If you're thinking about the Chicago 9th, it's going to be Figueroa, Buckner, and Bittner. 21,947 here tonight. 21,947. Strike call inside corner. Caudle trying to knock him off in order in the 8th. Misses with a breaking pitch away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, you can't say that the Reds' offense has really come to life tonight, but the pitching staff has not given Chicago anything. This one ripped foul past third base and carries on out in the left field, where Billy Buckner runs it down. 1-2. Win tonight by the Reds would put them 9 over 500 again with a record of 67 wins and 58 losses, and would make them 14-9 here in the month of August. Caudle with a count advantage brings a pitch to the plate. Foster pops it up and out of play, and I would imagine that George would like to have that pitch back again. Caudle came up with it, and George fouls it back into the upper deck. Grounded to the shortstop. DeJesus off to his right, comes up throwing. Out. And the inning is over for Cincinnati. No runs, hits, or errors. Going to the 9th inning, Cincinnati 2, Chicago nothing. Left-handed batter waiting on the pitch. Here it comes. Too low. Ray Knight shallow at third base. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Soto looks up for the sign from Johnny Bench. Needs a strike against Figueroa, and he gets it. A fastball, strike 1 call. 2-1. Pitch, line drive, base hit, right field. Jesus Figueroa flat turned around that Soto fastball and lined a hit to right. So the Cubs had a single in the 1st inning, and now they got a leadoff single in the 9th. That means that Billy Buckner will bring to the plate the tying run. Buckner has popped to first, bounced to short, and drew one of the 3 walks in the 7th inning. Joe mentioned earlier, this fella has been quite a hot hitter for the Cubs of late. Good hitter when he was with the Dodgers, and has been a good hitter with the Cubs. takes it outside and low for a ball. Well, the Reds infield, a double play depth. Dreesen playing off the bag and behind Figueroa at first base. Stretching the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled away by Buckner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Price, 4-2 for the Reds, will oppose right-hander Rick Reuschel, 10-9 for the Cubs tomorrow night. Final game of the series and the wrap-up to the homestand. Reds will be off on Wednesday and then begin the 14-game road trip, the longest of the season, Thursday night in Pittsburgh. 2-0, Cincinnati in the top of the 9th. The 1-1 from Soto to, whoops, time call now as Buckner apparently called time with a plate umpire, and Ed Vargo threw up his hands. Billy now chatting with Johnny Bench as he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the batter's box. Now he's there, and here's a stretch. And the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. Joe was talking earlier about the fact the Cubs had a total of 30 saves on the year. Their bullpen, and Suter had 26, Tidrow had 4. The Reds have a total of 29 saves, of which 21 of them belong to Tommy Hume, and he is ready in the event that his services might be needed. Doug Baer has 6. Paul Mosco has 2. Grounded to first base. Dreesen has it, steps on first. 1, throw to second, double play. 1 bouncer that Danny fielded 1 step in front of the bag. Stepped on first, Buckner out, throws to second, Concepcion put the tag on Figueroa. So 2 away, and with the bases empty, here's Larry Bittner. Bittner has struck out twice and drawn a walk. Well, the Reds could not have picked a better time to come up with their first double play of the night, I'll tell you that. Soto delivers, and Bittner takes a fastball away. Missing inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Should Bittner reach, the batter would be Scott Thompson. Soto would just as soon end it right here with Larry Bittner. The 2-0 coming, swung on, fly ball center field. That should be it. Geronimo comes in, and this one belongs to the Reds. Here in the 9th inning for the Cubs, no runs, a hit, nobody left on. Tom Seaver and Mario Soto combined to shut out the Chicago Cubs on 2 hits as the Reds win it 2-0. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, the Reds pitching, which has been so good of late, despite the loss of offense over the weekend against the Pittsburgh Pirates, the pitching was still good, and it was the same way tonight, if anything, even better. Tom Seaver, he went 6 1/3, gave up only 1 hit to the Cubs, and that was a single to lead off the ball game by Ivan DeJesus. And at one time, Seaver had retired 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 batters in a row. After walking Tim Blackwell in the 2nd inning, he retired the next 14 straight. The 14th was a leadoff fly ball by Figueroa to left in the 7th inning, but Seaver then lost his control, walking Billy Buckner and Larry Bittner. At that point, manager John McNamara brought on Mario Soto. He lost Scott Thompson to a walk, missing with a 3-2 pitch to load him up, but then Soto got Blackwell on a pop-up to first and ended the Cub threat in the 7th inning by inducing pinch hitter Mike Vail to fly harmlessly to Geronimo in the 7th. In the 8th inning, the Cubs went out in order as Tyson Martin and DeJesus struck out swinging. In the 9th inning, Figueroa had a base hit to right, but Buckner hit into a 3-6 double play and Bittner fly to center to end the game. Reds run production came on 2nd inning doubles by Danny Dreesen and Ray Knight. Dreesen banged one off the boards in right field, leading it off, and 1 out later, Ray Knight grounded one between third baseman Dillard and the bag down the left field line to get Dreesen in with a first run. Cincinnati's final run came in the 6th inning on a leadoff home run by Cesar Geronimo, his 2nd of the season, and both home runs by Geronimo have come off Chicago pitching. Earlier this season, he hit one here off Dick Tidrow. The totals in the game, the Reds had 2 runs, 6 hits. no errors in left 5. The Cubs, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 4 left. Second time this season that Reds pitchers have combined to pitch a shutout among the 8 that the staff has been credited with. Earlier, Charlie Lebrand and Tommy Hume combined to shut out the opposition. Tonight, it was Tom Seaver and Mario Soto. Seaver gets his 5th victory in 12 decisions. Soto gets his first major league save. And the loser, Lynn McLaughlin, who did not pitch badly at all, he is now a .500 pitcher at 9-9. The Cub losing streak goes to 7. The Reds snap their 3-game losing streak and will wrap up this series and the homestand with an 8:05 start against Joe Amalfitano's club tomorrow night. For Chicago, right-hander Rick Rusher will bring a record to the mound of 10-9. For the Reds, lefty Joe Price will come in with a mark of 4-2. Plenty of seats available. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows on most of these same stations beginning at 7:35 Cincinnati time. Again, the final score tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 23 minutes to play before a crowd of 21,947. The Reds 2 and the Cubs nothing.